So I was scrolling around on Pinterest and I came across this concept art page. This is a whole page of architecture that's like anti-reality, like these things would probably not exist in real life because it might not physically be possible. I was super intrigued by this, like I was getting so excited looking at this cool art, and then I came across this. Automatically, obviously as a simmer, every time I see something cool, either in a picture or real life, I'm like, how can I build that in The Sims? So today we're gonna attempt to build this. It's not gonna be easy, but we're gonna try. So to conquer this, I'm gonna be building here in the magic realm of Glimmerbrook. So I'm gonna try and set the lighting to like be pretty similar to the picture, which I think is more like purpley. But anyway, first thing we're gonna do is get our shell going, and our shell is gonna be like the most simple thing of this whole challenge. I'm gonna have to make it float. So I just built a little room and I'm gonna build right on top of that, just literally a rectangle, nothing too big. And I'm gonna delete the room underneath it and I'm going to click and raise this up. Next, I have to figure out how to get it in this triangular shape, which obviously we can't really do with rooms. So what I have to do is use roofing. Now, this is gonna be a really big pain in the butt, but I'm gonna, ew. Okay, we're gonna take this half gabled roof here. I'm gonna turn it so that it's gonna be facing for the top of the triangle. And then I'm just gonna adjust that so it's a little point. So it's just a baby floating house right now, but I'm also going to pull this side, holding shift all the way across, kind of so that it meets like the bottom level here of the floor. And I'm gonna have to make another room underneath, but I need to make sure that it's not directly under it because I'm gonna put my roofing on this. So let's just kind of go like that. It's gonna take a lot of manipulation here. Like I said, it's kind of a pain. We're gonna have to delete the room that we made because all I want is the foundation. Then we're gonna take our half gabled roof again and put it on the bottom and try and connect it to the other points. But this time what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna have that weird wall piece, is bring this all the way over so that it's only got one tile of it, make it super tiny, and then I'm gonna manipulate it using these so that the wall doesn't like carry on with it. You know what I mean?
No.
Do the same thing for the other side. Oh god. And now we can just kind of like trim up the edges a little bit. I'm probably gonna have to go in holding Alt just to get that right on the edge piece here. So just hopefully like that. Ooh, that's satisfying. Okay, so now we're left with something like this with just that little like tail piece on the bottom, but we're gonna fix that. I think there was 3 in the picture here, so I'm gonna add another one there and then another one here. If I could get a diagonal one, that would be awesome, but I think that would be kind of hard. Okay, so I'm just gonna add those. So I've got them all sorted. The diagonal roof wasn't that bad, I guess. It wasn't as bad as I expected, but now I'm going in and trying to do this like glass panel in one of my triangles. Literally just trying to add a little bit of detail before we start working on the rest of the shell. I kind of just think it gives it more of a futuristic vibe, so I'm gonna do that also for the diagonal house. And I'm trying 2 different methods here. So I've tried to like size down the windows and get rid of that weird bottom part there, but I kind of feel like I'll be able to work it into the build somehow, so we'll see what we end up doing with that. I wish those like roofing pieces could just be deleted. Okay, shell is done. We've got all of our roofing taken care of. Now we're gonna try and do the aesthetic of it. So I'm gonna change first the roof paint. I'm gonna do the cloud part last. We are gonna include the clouds in this, but first I want to get the actual like build taken care of. For roofing, I kind of feel like this might work. This is from Eco Lifestyle. I think that might be our best bet. It kind of does look like a see-through like metal almost. I don't think I'm gonna mess with it too much, and we gotta make sure we get these little inside pieces. This part isn't connecting properly on the diagonal, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be covered by cloud anyway, so that is fine. For my wallpaper, I don't really know what I want to use. Maybe some metal, or we could go in with Spa Day. This whole thing is gonna be covered anyway, even like the little holes in there, so maybe I'll change it around. We'll like test it out and see what looks best. I've been using those glowing panels a lot lately. Okay, now we're gonna go in and add the flowers and the butterflies. For the things coming off of the build, we've got flowers and then the butterflies on top, so that's what I'm gonna try and do in The Sims. For the flowers, we're gonna use the ones from Jungle Adventure, like these ones. I might add a wall underneath here so that I can add them more easily. And to do that, I'm using the basement tool. So I'm gonna obviously delete those walls when we're done, but this way I'll be able to like attach the flowers onto the actual space because I want to cover that whole hole. And for our butterflies, Kids Room stuff has these and they're actual lights. I'm gonna size them all the way up and kind of place them first. We can change the color of these. Just gonna make sure they're not really clipping there. I really want some like yellow ones. Ooh, that color looks really good. I'm also gonna go in to get to work and add these. I know that these are technically like flowers, but something about them them gives me like a butterfly vibe. I'm gonna put them around. They're gonna be sticking out of the clouds eventually when we add the clouds. And now I'm gonna go in and carefully place the flowers around the butterflies because they don't actually stick out, which is so annoying. I was kind of hoping they would. I'm gonna have to literally like place them all around the butterflies. It's gonna take forever, so I'll be right back.
1 hour later.
Guys, look at this thing so far. It's so beautiful. I figured out a much easier way to do it. So I'm gonna show you how I've done it over here. I still got the basement thing going on with that wall down below, but I've built out another wall connecting to the main part, and I'm connecting my butterflies onto that wall and then deleting it instead. And then when I do delete it, the flowers are so big that it looks like the butterflies are kind of like hovering above them anyway. I tried to do it the other way and it literally was taking me like half an hour to do a small patch. So this is much easier. I can make the flowers a little bit bigger. I'm also going in and changing a few of them to white flowers. I think it's a subtle difference, but it's adding a little bit of contrast, which I like. We're gonna delete the final basement walls. And as of right now, this is what we're left with. I added more butterflies here, so it looks like they're kind of flying up on like an S shape. I think that looks really nice. It's gonna look like they're coming out of the clouds when we add them finally. You're probably wondering how the heck our Sims are gonna get in here. In the picture, I noticed a teeny tiny little ladder in there, which will lead up to the build. And I'm gonna try and cover it with more butterflies or flowers or whatever I have to do to make it not so obvious. The diagonal one is actually even less obvious. And then I think I'm gonna leave it like that. That's how we're gonna get in there. This one is only roof pieces, so this is not gonna be a functioning building. It's just gonna be for show. Unless you wanted to like hide something in there, you could always do that, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly do the interior of these. We're gonna make sure we've got everything we need for our Sims, so we're gonna do maybe a bedroom in the main one. I'm gonna follow the color scheme, so we're gonna do purples, oranges, yellows, and obviously follow the same floral and butterfly theme. For my lighting, we definitely have to use the cloud light. I'm like not even gonna consider another option other than maybe the butterflies inside of here too. So let's do our bedroom. It's gonna be nice and magical. Maybe I'll do a bathroom in the bedroom as well. I think it's kind of a given that we have to go whimsical, right? So I'm using this really expensive Get Famous bed, butterfly lights around the back. Ooh, I think these lights actually fit the aesthetic pretty well. For the bathroom, I'm gonna use this one bathtub. Again, very whimsical, storybook kind of theme. I think I'm even gonna use the golden toilet. I'm gonna try and make it look like not too tacky. I think that's kind of hard with this build though. It's very extra in the first place. Hopefully that'll cancel the tackiness out. We can add some of the Realm of Magic pictures. I think there's actually a butterfly on, yeah, on this one. Ooh, with a fancy dresser from Cottage Living. Love that. Maybe that'll look better like this. Let's add a bookshelf. This one kind of gives me like, I don't know, a cloudy effect. Ooh, actually, there is a cloud shelf. This one, it's so perfect. So we've got that in the back there. Nice little bookshelf reading moment. And I think I'm just gonna pull it together with a poof. I never use this one from City Living, so let's use that. After I add a couple more hanging plants in the bathroom, we're gonna move on and do the living room and kitchen. So this is our bedroom and bathroom combo. Let's go over to the other one. Realistically, it might not be the most convenient thing for your Sims, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do for the aesthetic. So this one I'm gonna make pink. I'm using Cottage Living for my counters. I like that yellow swatch with the Cottage Living country kitchen kit fridge. I get the two mixed up all the freaking time. We're also gonna use the country living country kitchen oven, some pretty flowers, and we're gonna do the dining room right down the middle. The kitchen, dining room, and the final thing I want to do is just add a TV or something over on this side so we can do, honestly, even a big one. I might use a spa day divider just so that I can add my couch on the other side. My living room, we're keeping it pretty simple. I've got the pillows over there, nice cozy seating area with our couch, and then some wall decals with the flowers. So this is how I'm gonna leave our interior. Let's finish off the exterior. First of all, I need to cover up this area, which I just noticed on this side. Okay, so now we're gonna pull this all together with our clouds. So to do that, obviously I don't have actual clouds that I can use, but I do have snow. Bear with me. This turned out so freaking cool. So what I did is I sized up Debug Snow from Snowy Escape and Seasons, placed it all over so that it gave it that like cloud effect. And then I went in and added some lighting all over as well so that some of the cloud like pieces looked a little bit more lit up than others. For functionality for this, if you're like me and you prefer aesthetic over functionality in this game, then what you can do is in your cheat bar type in testing cheats on and press enter. Then all you have to do is shift click and press teleport here. What is create animal? Debug chicken. Okay, well, you can also do that if you want. Then now Morgan has teleported into this room. You can obviously teleport out as well. If you you don't want to play it that way, all you're gonna have to do is delete the snow, and the build still looks pretty cool without it. It just depends on how you want to play the game, if you plan on downloading, and if not, then you're just enjoying a really cool build, which is honestly all that I do anyway. So that is all that I got for you guys today. I hope you really enjoyed this build challenge, and I will put this on the gallery under Sydneymacoretta. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.